These facts are undisputed in the scientific community. Higher amounts of omega-6 fatty acids are killing humans at an astounding rate around the world. Pig, or pork, for example, produces higher levels of omega-6 by synthesis, which is why it has a much higher level of omega-6 fats. Pork contains up to 14.2 grams of omega-6 per 100 grams of fatty acids, in comparison to the meat in cattle or sheep at 2.4 grams and 2.7 grams respectively, as stated by Dr. Michael Enser and his colleagues at the University of Bristol in the Journal of Meat Science in 1996. The reason for this is explained by his university colleague, Professor Jeff Wood, in the 2008 edition of the journal. Professor Wood says it's because all omega-6 fatty acids present in the diet of pigs pass through the stomach unchanged. Then, while in the small intestine, they're absorbed into the bloodstream and incorporated into the animal's tissues as is and unchanged. While in ruminants like cattle and sheep, dietary omega-6 fatty acids are degraded into different fatty acids in their stomach, a process called microbial biohydrogenation. Because of this, only a small portion of dietary omega-6 fatty acids, approximately 10%, are made available for incorporation into tissue fats. Paul Jaminet, PhD, is the CEO and founder of a biotech startup developing a vascular therapy for cancer. His wife, Shuqing Shi Jaminet, PhD, is a director and molecular biologist and cancer researcher. These two scientists share a long-standing interest in diet and health, and they're the founders and principals of the Perfect Health Retreat and authors of the Perfect Health Diet series and website. In part 2 of their book, published online on the 15th of February 2012, they restated that in most countries, pork is either the primary source of omega-6 fats or the second source after vegetable oils. They go on to recommend in their book what they call perfect health diets, a certain dietary strategy. In brief, they say that the highest sources of omega-6, like pork, must be removed or greatly reduced in the human diet, while the sources of omega-3, like seafoods, especially shellfish, must be added in order to stay healthy. A dietary strategy which is already approved and recommended by all doctors, nutritionists, and molecular biologists. An updated dietary strategy which was put by the Holy Quran to all Muslims more than 1400 years ago, and which Muslims are ordered to strictly follow. It's becoming clear that religion has its part to play in human health, due to the fact that the Jewish, Christian and Muslim religions vary so differently in the type of meat they allow their followers to consume. Science shows that the lower omega-6 levels of fatty acids in the type of meats that the Holy Quran allows Muslims to eat lead to a healthier diet. Over 1400 years ago, the Holy Quran was already mentioning the health qualities of perirenal fat, shellfish, rabbit, ostrich and camel. When we look at the facts, it's quite clear Jews and Muslims are forbidden from eating pork, but amazingly, Jews are also forbidden by the Torah from eating certain healthy foods, which they name not kosher, such as rabbit, ostrich, camel, shellfish, and perirenal fat, which is considered a clear indirect message to Holy Quran to Muslims to add more of these foods to their diet. Christians can eat the same food that Muslims can eat, but they're also allowed to consume pork. Which group is the healthiest? People of the Muslim faith. This leads to a very strong conclusion. People of the Muslim faith, in thanks to their following of the Holy Quran, appear to have been blessed with a much healthier diet and longer, healthier lives.